Sorry, this probably isn't the funnest thing to watch, but I just want to get it right. So, for now, that's all that has to be. I might build it up later, but for now, I'll just leave it like that. Turn all these snapping options on because they're pretty good. And bring it down at... Can I bring it down at 11? So I want the angle and the road length on. 11 new down. There we go. Right. So what I want to build is a little service area down here. And I'm thinking we build it so that it's sort of just a big industrial-ish area, because we'll have more industry down here and taking up these little areas. The trees are a nice natural divide for all the different types of industry, which I quite like the look of. But we have to be careful with our pollution as well. So I'm thinking move this over here. This way it gets rid of some of the congestion around here on this junction, because these make a lot of trucks, spawn a lot of trucks, and then these junctions just can't cope with it when it's emptying. That's why we're doing one at a time now. So we'll keep the advanced incinerator. Actually, we'll move that down as well. So the advanced incinerator will be down here. This way things can hopefully work a little bit better. If we take as much stuff out of here that we can, hopefully the pollution will go away. Oh god, the pollution. We've got a bus depot and a tram depot over here, so maybe this could be a little bit of a transport area. I'm thinking, at least. And we will turn on this landfill site. It will help service the area. Obviously, eventually, it would be really nice to move over to incineration plants, but for now, we can't really do it all within incineration plants. So we're just gonna have a few garbage areas. I'm gonna reduce this down because that way it allows these junctions to work a bit better. I'll make sure that these lines are going correct, so everything in this lane should go here, everything in the middle lane should go to the second to outer lane. These two lanes can go into either of these, because obviously they may want to carry on further and go into the city. But that being said, this one can go into either of these lanes as well. That way, we're doing an autosave, sorry about this. That way, when they get down the road a bit, they can either carry on straight into the industrial area. Oh god. Here. So these lines they're actually all correct, but I'm just going to make sure that no one does something that they're not meant to. So these two go that way. This one is solely for that one. So that way it splits up the traffic a bit more, and it just means that they all continue the way they're meant to. It's done the right thing here again, but I don't really trust it. I don't want things to go from the outer lane to the inner lane or something stupid like they have done before. So we will do that, and eventually this will probably become a bit of a, maybe not an industrial area, but maybe sort of a high-tech sort of officey area, I'm thinking. That way we've got good connections to a lot of the residential area. We've got good connections to both of these motorways that overlap here, so that'll be nice. That'll be good for the city, I think. What outside connections do we have? Okay, so it's pretty much outside connections for the commercial and for the industry over here. Interesting. I'm considering... Oh no, because they make... These 4 are cheaper and make more electricity than one of those oil power plants, which is a bit silly, really. There should be a reason to upgrade to oil, but there isn't, so we won't for now. And I'll let the game run and see how that goes. Hopefully, everything will flow a bit better. We've got garbage trucks coming out and going in. That's fine. For now, they'll be easily able to use this junction because we don't have a lot of... Oh, we need water. We need water. So I'll just use the plain old pipes over here to give that lot of water. I'll also put in a power cable, and I think I'll run it along here to... It's difficult to know which way to go. I don't want to cut through all this forest and just chop it down, so I might just go across the road. I don't want to... Is snapping on? All snapping is on. Like that. Let it come up here to here. It'll go here. And then we're going to raise it up. And we'll do the same over here as well. We will raise it up. Bring it across. Why doesn't it like it? Why isn't it going to do it? Why is it trying to build one in the middle? I don't want it to build one in the middle. I just want it to connect. That's a bit weird. Okay. So we'll bring that one down, and let's see if that will just... it won't just connect, will it? It's got to be trying to be difficult. Why is that? Just connect. It must be just too much. Just a bit too far. That's fine. We'll just build it back in, and we'll go around this way, I think. And we'll come across here. Oh, it's building another halfway. Yeah, we don't want one halfway because we'll have the trains coming through here, and these will serve as our regional trains. Oh, it's done another one there. Oh, whatever. It'll be fine for now. We'll deal with it later. And that should have water now. There we go. And it's got all electricity. That's fine. That's all fine and dandy. The only issue is now this place doesn't have transport as such, but we can sort that out at some other point. I'm thinking also I'm going to have ferries run along these rivers, which will be quite nice for my people and for me because it will look nice. The only thing is we're going to have to build like a ferry stop in here somewhere. That'll be fine, and obviously we can have a road come off of here to go to the ferry stop when it is built in, because at the moment I don't have... Oh, I do have ferries. Okay, I have a ferry depot, ferry stop. So we had harbours. Harbours provide outside connection for passengers. So harbours would go onto area over here where we can have an outside connection, and then we'd have a ferry stop, I guess, or a ferry. What are the differences between these? So ferry depot. A ferry depot is where the ferries stay, so it's like a bus shelter between work shifts, and are sent out to lines automatically, and maximum amount of vehicles per line is handled by the budget. Depots do not act as stops and can't be connected to lines, but ferries need to be able to find their way to the lines from the depot. Use pathways to mark where they should travel. Right, so maybe we could put in a depot down here somewhere. It actually takes up quite a lot of the space. I didn't realise how big it was. So that's going to be a thing that we'll have to try and deal with down the line, is, you know, trying to fit it in, because I don't know whether we can put that in and then have a line maybe going the other side of it. I don't know. What else do we have? A ferry and bus exchange stop. Nice. This is going to be interesting, because we could put different things connecting, so people use the ferries to go from here to over here, but then we'll have a bus line here and here as such, you know. That'll be interesting to have. We've also got taxis. I'll put in taxis eventually, but for now they'll be fine like that. So we've got ferry stops and ferry piers. So a ferry stop is only a small ferry stop that fits in a canal easily. Connect ferry stops and piers with ferry lines to create lines. Use ferry pathways to draw routes between piers, stops and depots on open water to help ferries find routes. Okay, and then I guess you just use the line tool to connect where they're going. That's fine. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I might put in the taxi. How much do taxis cost? 160 per week. Yeah, that's not too bad. Taxi depots work as a garage and repair shop for the taxi cabs between their work shifts. And then you just put in taxi stands. When a taxi cab is not busy, they'll return to the closest taxi stand to wait for a fare, unless a taxi depot is closer by. So, how do they work exactly? Do they just take people to where they need to go? I guess that's how they work. Or is it more a case of they can only go from taxi stand to taxi stand? I don't really understand. But putting some taxi stands along this main route is probably going to be beneficial. And it means that people can just get from point A to B, not necessarily cheaper, but easier. So that's always a thing. Cool. Okay. Well, that's we've now got a huge demand for residential. That's great. So I really want to build up our residential so that we can get to the next milestone. We're really close to the next one, which is big town, but I want to get to small city as well, because then we can start playing around with some more of the transport stuff. So I'm gonna put it onto pause and start building up. Oh, we've got some power issues actually. Well, it's not huge power issues. I don't know why the power just can't get over here. We are producing 200 megawatts and consuming 185. Surely all the power can get to where it needs to go. I don't understand why it isn't. But we will look into that at another stage. So I'm thinking to move the landfill out from these areas when this one's almost empty as well. And that'll just reduce how much